Welcome back, everyone, to Football Focus SG podcast with myself, Faiz, and Mr. JB. And Happy New Year to everyone. And Happy New Year to you too, Mr. JB. Mr. JB, how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm great. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to our fellow listeners as well. Hopefully, football has been good in 2025, and hopefully to see better things in 2026.
Yeah, hopefully we get to see much better things in 2026. But of course, we are gonna enjoy a bigger part of 2026 in terms of football. We have the World Cup actually this year. So that's one. And I actually just wanna start off with maybe a little bit of a New Year resolution. My New Year resolution is hopefully we can try to do more coverage of football. We can to talk more football, we get to share more football. I think that's probably, especially with this year, it's going to be filled with pack of football actions. And Mr. JB, what's your New Year resolution, or what's your football New Year resolution this year?
Wow, football New Year resolution. Um, uh, I don't know, man. For Man United to win at least one cup, well, we only had left one cup, so
I
yeah,
mean, yeah. You guys do have the FA Cup, I guess, right? So,
yeah, exactly. That's the only cup. So hopefully we can win that one. Uh, yeah, in 2026, and also to hopefully try and qualify for the Champions League spot. Uh,
yeah.
yeah, that'll be great. But yeah, I mean, as you mentioned about the World Cup, yeah, hopefully for a pretty good World Cup at a not so favorable uh, hosting nations, I would say. Not that I'm
Yeah.
a fan of, but
I
yeah, it
mean,
is what it is.
yeah, there'll be more coverage. We'll try to do our best. I think again, like what I said, this year we're gonna be enjoying a lot more football and trying our best to actually share and uh probably do more lives. Gonna have some more games. Gonna have some more podcasts. Gonna have some more exciting guests joining us this year, and hopefully, this channel is gonna enjoy its year as well. So for today's podcast channel episode, um, we're gonna have a just a recap a little bit, of over where did we last picked off, which is basically me and Mr. JB had our first live stream in this channel, which is a monumental achievement in its sense, I guess. It was a lot of fun. I truly enjoyed that whole stream. Again, thank you for all the chats and viewers and listeners who have come and joined this channel over the years. Mr. JB, I'm pretty sure it was your first live stream as well. And how do you enjoy those live stream that you had about the Singapore, I guess, Hong Kong that we watched?
Yeah, it was great, especially when the results favorable as well. And yeah, I mean, it was nice to do something new, interact with all of our fellow uh, listeners and viewers who also tune in and ask the questions. So yeah, it's a very good experience, and hopefully we can do more in the future. Hopefully.
Yeah, especially we were there for its actual momentous, a special achievement because it's the first time ever Singapore has qualified to the tournament through its own merit, basically, and not by hosting. So again, thank you everyone for joining. Thank you, Mr. JB, for actually doing the live stream. Now, after that whole live stream we had, 2 months later, football happened. A lot of things happened. And yeah, it's a let's recap for the Singapore local league that we're happening right now. All right. So a lot of things has happened. Of course, Singapore get to qualify. And one of the major talking point from that tournament itself was that FIFA has actually uh sanction a little bit or reverse some of the fixtures decisions for Malaysia, which was a hot topic, hot topic to talk about at that point of time. And since then, the FIFA has reversed some decisions. I believe Malaysia against Singapore in the friendly was reversed. Some of the other matches that Malaysia had was reversed. I think the one that they had against Vietnam was still pending, it seems. But What did you make of it, Mr. JB, with FIFA, overturning Malaysia? Is it like a swift action taken, or was it like, justified, or is there a need to be more?
Yeah, I do feel. I mean, it's it's quite expected, if you ask me, because I mean, FIFA obviously is already getting ready to sanction, and yeah, I mean, naturally, if you look at history as well, all the other nations, I think if I'm not wrong, the last that I remembered that so-called have such quite a strict sanction is, if I'm not wrong, Timor-Leste
Yeah,
uh, a few years back. So yeah, I mean, this is some of the sanctions that the nation will have to face, or in fact, any nation will have to face. If you were to go through and break some rules, and it's unfortunate really, because it is quite an exciting period for Malaysian football at that point of time, bringing in all these players, naturalized players. But then, sadly, whatever that's been done, it's completely the opposite feeling right now for their fans as well.
yeah,
So, yeah, I mean, now I think we just need to hope. Last I heard that I think they're gonna appeal, but let's just hope that that there's no any further sanction, because if there is, then it's not gonna look too good for Malaysia football
that
in
is true.
general, for the national team.
Yeah, that is true. I believe during our live stream we have some actual uh chat, I guess live chat. I mean, look, I'm not used to calling people live chat in the chat or something like that, but I believe one or two did ask about like what do we think about this whole Malaysia debacle thing. And I believe I shared also during the live stream that knowing FIFA, they're definitely going to overturn some decisions. They're going to try their best to rectify it because they know it is their mistake as well. But they're not going to make it look like it's their mistake in the first place because it is Malaysia at the end of the day that created this. But FIFA definitely needs to improve and be better on that part. Um, yeah, do I feel like deserve? Maybe. I mean, I always said it in the live chat also at the point of time. If we'll find out to be cheating, be whether accidental or not, whether you're trying your luck or trying to beat the system or find a loophole or whatever, cheat is still cheat. Like fair play. There's a reason why they try to give a lot of fair play awards and fair play this and that. Even for a team who doesn't have a lot of yellow and red cards, they give a fair play awards. This is to prevent any fixing, just to encourage more of people to play fair, just in general. But yeah. Then, of course, after the whole thing, we move into December, which SPL wasn't happening. But we do have Singapore Cup playing and the AFC Champions League 2, which I believe is the equivalent to Europa League, Asian version Europa League. So let's talk about that real quick. We have two Singapore clubs that represent, which is Lion City Sailors and Tampines. Lion City Sailors, unfortunately, out of the group stage despite level on points with Bangkok United and have better goal difference. But again, this is one of those where they follow head-to-head record rather than the goal difference and etc. And Tampines, on the other hand, stormed the whole group with 5 wins, 1 draw, no losses. Then on top of the group, moving on to the next round. Mr. JB, your thoughts on the two team that represent for the AFC Champions League 2?
Yeah, I mean, it's quite mixed bag, and it's quite disappointing for Lion City Sailors, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, uh, Considering that the last time they were actually up to the finals, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Last year.
yeah,
Yeah, so yeah, it's a bit disappointing a little bit on that front, because they didn't even get to qualify out of the group stage,
yeah.
which I thought they should. And on the other side of the spectrum, Tampines Rovers really surprised me. I mean, with a new coach like Noor Rahman, uh,
Mm-hmm.
and it seems like they are doing very well
Yeah.
for their group table, which is quite interesting. So yeah, I mean, having said that, it's still an exciting uh, moment for Singapore football, especially for Tampines Rovers, to be qualifying, and hopefully, they can finish as further as they can for the pride of Singapore. Uh, for Lion City Sailors, I think it's a bit unfortunate. I think the first few games that they played, I think that's when they didn't get the results, and then I think they were doing quite well actually scoring, but they were having problems, if I'm not wrong, conceding in the last minute uh, to teams. So I think that those are the kind of margins that, as you said, the new tournament format of head to head. That's where all these things matter. So yeah, sadly, it's a bit unfortunate. And by the time the Lion City Sailors reach the last game, I think it's a bit too late by then. Uh, Even though they get a victory, because they have to depend on other teams' results. So yeah, I would say it's a bit of an upset for Lion City Sailors, but all props and um, credit goes to Tampines Rovers and coach Noraman there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, while Tampines is doing well actually in the AFC Champions League too, and Lion City Sailors with I guess you may call it a surprise exit, but it's not really a surprise because to be fair, Lion City Sailors only reached to the final once, like what you mentioned last season. So, uh, the road is gonna be more difficult for them to replicate that again. So, it's not easy. And to be fair, it's not like, they were out by underwhelming kind of situation. But if anything, I think they were in the same group as Selangor, and Selangor were absolutely very, very bad in that group. But Persib and I believe Bangkok United were just enough to to beat Lion City Sailors. True. However, Lion City Sailors, while they might be out of the Champions League too, on the other end, Singapore Cup was happening in the month of December, and as of recording, the whole life actually, the Singapore Cup final did happen yesterday, uh, between Lion City Sailors and Tampines. So let's rewind back a bit to before the final. We have Lion City Sailors and Ballister Khalsa in the semis, which they won 5-1. Tampines and Albirex in the semis on the other end, winning 5-3 before Lion City Sailors and Tampines meet in the final, and Lion City Sailors actually win a cup already this season, winning Tampines Rovers 2 goals to nil after extra time. Nil-nil after extra time. It was deadlock all the way to 115 minute of Hamish Shaheen scoring, and then Anderson Lopez, I believe, just put the nail in the coffin in the 120th. Mr. JB, I mean, Lion City Sailors have been out of the Champions League, but they won the Singapore Cup. Should they be proud? Should they be like, or is this expected out of LCS now?
Yeah, I mean, it almost comes to the point of expected. Yeah, but then
I mean,
having said that, I mean,
they're back-to-back champions now.
yeah, it is. I mean, they are setting something in the local
Three
scene.
times, I believe. Yeah,
Yep,
my God.
exactly. So, it should be, something like how do I put this? It's supposed to be a warning sign to the rest of the teams in our local league to really, really step up. Because if not, we do not want a situation where it happens to our neighbors where, I don't know, JDT is like winning. I don't know how I mean, to be honest, I lost count how many times they did.
Yeah, we
Probably
we
more than
lost
10.
count about
Uh,
JDT.
yeah, probably more than 10 times in a row or something like that.
Yeah,
So yeah, so it is what it is. But yeah, back to the game. I watched the game, and I'm quite happy with what I saw, because it's really end-to-end stuff. Tampines does not go down, without a fight. And yeah, Lion City Sailors, surprisingly on normal time, really struggled to score, even, to break it down. Although they did make a couple of subs here and there, and then
yeah,
both goals coming in injury time. So yeah, I mean, it's a good game. It's a good final. But then again, credit has to be given, and congrats to Lion City Sailors for winning it, because Yeah, I mean those are the type of scenarios where which separates the champions from the one that that is second best, and that is you put the ball back of the net. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was actually very confident that it will go to penalties, but yeah, fortunately it didn't. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I mean, well, it looked like it was going to be on penalties because even on the first half of the extra time, it's like there were chances, but Tampines' resilience were actually there, but Lion City Sailors were pretty much on the front foot in most of the time. And I think also another thing I want to highlight, which I think I feel like is needed to. LCS new player, Kyoga Nakamura, who is a former Tampines, played his debut, I believe, for LCS in the final against Tampines, and immediately won them a cup. Not quite a return, probably what Kyoga won against his former team, but he's got to be buzzing also, winning it.
Yeah. I mean, it was very surprising. I mean, I'm not sure when the official news came about, but I know when I heard of it, it was like I don't know what, a few days back or something like that.
Yeah,
That he was transferred from Bangkok to LCS,
yeah,
and
like
then
the contract got terminated along the way there.
yeah, something along those lines. And then what is interesting is that he even played and
Yeah,
started in the cup final, which is all right, I guess. But I don't know. I mean,
yeah,
if you
doesn't
were
need
to
time to
watch
integrate
other,
with the group, he just
yeah,
went right
yeah,
in.
exactly. So it can be a good thing, I guess. I mean, he did play all right. I wouldn't say he played bad or anything. He played okay. Played okay, and yeah. But just that, I mean, it's quite nice to see, especially Japanese fans jeering or making some noise
Yeah,
every
yeah.
time he holds the ball, which is quite interesting because I mean, I don't quite remember the last time we have such a reception of a player going to a
Yeah, like a
so-called
former player kind of a
exactly,
reception.
exactly,
We rarely
exactly.
hear that because we have so many players jumping in and out of in between so many teams that they don't even want to boo them anymore. They're just like,
Yeah,
you know what,
yeah,
you're there. But
for
Kyoga is
sure,
a
for sure.
special player in Tampines Heart, and he's been Tampines
Exactly,
through and through. So,
exactly.
uh,
So that one really, really adds up, uh, beautifully, I feel, in the game. But yeah, credit to him. Although yes, I mean, he probably uh, would have felt something, I guess, against his former team. But hey, I mean, it is what it is. At the end of the day, especially our league, with that small number of teams that we have, it's quite common to see the players going here and there. And unfortunately, or I should say, fortunately, or unfortunately, whichever you want to take it, is that LCS is the team to go to
yep,
in our
it
league.
is. It
Yeah,
is.
I
It
mean,
is. LCS is the
so
team to go for. Yeah.
yeah, so props to him there.
All right. Then I guess now with SPL not SPL, my bad. With Singapore Cup finally done and dusted out of the way. LCS, congrats again on winning to what I believe three times back to back Singapore Cup champions. And Tampines, congratulations on actually qualifying for the AFC Champions League 2. Singapore getting the merit as well for qualifying through its own merit after the win over Hong Kong. Now, we are finally back in SPL. SPL League is finally resumed again after the whole thing. So let's remind ourselves again a little bit. Only five matches have been played so far in the league, with Lion City Sailors 5 points ahead over second place Geylang, and then there's the rest of the group. So there's a lot of football to be played in the Singapore Premier League, which just to update every listeners and viewers, we're gonna do some actual live coverage of the SPL right here on this channel with me and Mr. JB. So do go and check it out. Do come and join. Someday it might be us, someday it might be me alone, someday it might be Mr. JB alone. Who knows? But yeah, like we're gonna try our best to do some coverage at least, just have a fun and talk about, especially in Singapore League. But Mr. JB, before we wrap things up for the part one of this episode, uh, for Singapore League, and it's a brand new year. Now everyone's focusing back on it. What are you hoping for this league this year?
Wow. What I can hope. I
Yeah,
believe currently second is Tampines. Yeah, I really hope that Tampines, you know.
second is Geylang actually, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay.
But Tampines got a
Uh,
game in hand,
yeah.
Tampines only play 4 matches. Again, the
Well,
season
why
is
not? You know, the more
practically
the
new
merrier.
in general, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But you know, I mean, why not? The more the merrier, right? So yeah,
Yeah.
either Geylang or Tampines to really, you know, try catch up and try and dethrone Lion City Sailors. I think that'll be best. You know, if any of those teams are able to do that, yeah, that'll be my hope. And also for Lion City, I'm sorry, for Young Lions,
Ah.
to try and win at least I don't know, 3 games. Is that too much to ask? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Last season they won
yeah,
7. Last season they won 7. Tanjong
yep,
Pagar only won 3.
yep.
Who was the last one? So I guess 3 is like a benchmark for the last one, it seems. So
That's right, man. That's right.
yeah, so
Yeah,
same goes for me. I think the more the merrier. We would love to see an actual Tyro race over, not just the Lion City and Tampines, we don't have to just rely on those two. Like we want Geylang, Balestier, Albirex to step up, Hougang, Tanjong
yeah.
Pagar. Throw
That's
yourself in
right.
the mix, Young Lions, do something about it. Throw some surprises, even
Yep,
though you can't win it, so.
that's right.
So,
That's
who
right.
knows? There might be some games that we might cover, and who knows, we might be experiencing some major crazy score line because that's what Singapore Premier League always does. Or maybe some surprise shock win like Young Lions or Tanjong Pagar, etc. Or a battle of a derby, Geylang Tampines, or like fighting for the title, Lion City Sailors, and etc. So I'm hoping for a great year as well for the SPL. And with that, that's all for today's part one. If you guys do enjoy today's podcast slash, I guess, catch up, don't forget to hit the like, comment down below what you guys think. More importantly, to share and subscribe. Mr. JB, thank you again. Do join us for part two, where me and Mr. JB gonna have a similar catch up session on the other leagues around the world, which is predominantly EPL. So do go and check it out. We'll see you guys next time. Take care, everyone.